during transitions of any kind, self-doubt often rears its ugly head, and it does not discriminate. No, in fact, a KPMG study found that a staggering 75% of executive women have experienced imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. This is where self-doubt is at its height. Think about it. That's 3 out of 4 women who are at the top of their game and they're still grappling with feelings of inadequacy. This just goes to show you that even the most accomplished among us aren't immune to self-doubt. Hello, WTF friends. TGIF. It's not Friday now. It's Wednesday when you're listening to this, but I'm recording this on a Friday, and I'm just coming off of a productive yet very challenging work week. I have spent the better part of the last few days tackling some new techie platforms, which, are specifically designed to help me grow my business. I have failed, conquered, and then failed yet again. Because you know what? Learning some of these things can sometimes be a real PIA. And during all of this, I have questioned my abilities, my endurance, and even my own sanity. So what better time to dive into a topic that's as universal as it is annoying? Self-doubt. You know, that pesky little voice in our heads that likes to whisper, "Are you sure you can do this?" Usually right in the middle when we're about to do something epic. So buckle up because we're about to kick self-doubt to the curb with a mix of humor, honesty, and perhaps a dash of wisdom. Self-doubt, it's not just a fleeting thought. It can feel like a constant heavy weight, so I liken it to a backpack that's like filled with these heavy rocks and you can't put it down. And each step that you take, it just feels harder and more exhausting because the weight of your doubts is dragging your butt down. And this persistent feeling that lingers in the back of your mind, whispering negative thoughts and making you question your every move. No bueno. This weight can make you feel physically tired and emotionally drained and mentally stuck, preventing you from seeing your true potential and keeping you from taking bold actions. That's how I was feeling this week. And so that's why self-doubt is on the menu. For us career women, this hits particularly hard when we're transitioning into new roles, starting fresh ventures, or making any kind of significant move, all of which I have done in 2024. Have you ever yourself felt a pang of anxiety, like on your first day in a new position, wondering if you're going to meet the expectations that they have set for you? Or maybe you started a new business like me, and despite your meticulous planning, you still lie awake at night, plagued by doubts about your ability to succeed. Or you could be somebody who's located themselves in another state and relocated for that job, and you're leaving behind your familiar support network. And every step in this unfamiliar territory can feel daunting. Think about those moments when you were about to walk into a meeting and suddenly you're questioning whether you belong in that room. Have you ever found yourself holding back on sharing an idea because a voice inside your head tells you you might not be good enough? Or maybe you're contemplating a significant career pivot, but the fear of failure and the unknown keeps you rooted in place, unable to take that leap. These scenarios, they're just all too common and relatable. They highlight, though, how self-doubt can seep into our lives, making us question our abilities and our worth. And it's in these moments of transition when we're stepping into the new roles, launching fresh ventures, or making bold moves that self-doubt can hit the hardest, making what should be really new, exciting opportunities for us instead feel insurmountable, just like challenges that we can't overcome. Ask yourself, have you ever experienced any of those things? And if so, you're not alone. And together we can find ways to overcome it. So let me tell you a little personal story that really brings this to life. A few years back in 2017, my husband and I moved to California from the East Coast. Now, I had a solid career in title insurance in New York City with well-established relationships, But California was a whole new world. I mean, especially with the stringent rules like SB 133. The thought of starting over and building my brand in a new state and navigating unfamiliar regulations, it filled me with self-doubt. I constantly questioned whether I could succeed far away from my comfort zone. And at the same time, mind you, I was becoming an empty nester. My youngest child, my daughter Elise, she's the youngest of four, she was leaving for college. And, I often wondered if on some level, I thought moving to a new place would help me transition into this new season of life just a little bit easier. If anyone has ever had their kid leave for college and all of a sudden that room is empty and the kid is gone, they know the feeling. I mean, we are still moms, of course, but the relationship is forever changed. I once heard the term empty nester described as a less savory bird launcher. Okay. And that resonated with me. So I'm not an empty nester. I'm a bird launcher times 4. I know many of you career women have gone through this stage of fear, or, you're fearing it in the future. It's uncanny because as moms working outside the home, we think we might be more immune to this emptiness because of our robust careers and, busy work commitments. But I will tell you, it's really odd not to have to juggle everything. When they go and you're not juggling all of your, the schedule around the kids, and then it's just your work. I mean, we experience the same hole, that same emptiness, maybe in a different way, but it definitely is there. Anyway, getting back to self-doubt, I mean, during transitions of any kind, self-doubt often rears its ugly head, and it does not discriminate. No, in fact, a KPMG study found that a staggering 75% of executive women have experienced imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. This is where self-doubt is at its height. Think about it. That's 3 out of 4 women who are at the top of their game and they're still grappling with feelings of inadequacy. This just goes to show you that even the most accomplished among us aren't immune to self-doubt. And there's a quote, each time a woman stands up for herself, without knowing it possibly, without claiming it, she stands up for all women. Now that quote is from Maya Angelou, and I'll tell you why it's important. Those words are a powerful reminder that even in the face of self-doubt, believing in ourselves not only uplifts us, but it also paves the way for others. Self-doubt was also a significant part of my journey when I started this podcast. My intuitive pull was strong, but I had zero, let me repeat that, zero experience in podcasting. And it was a struggle at first, learning all the tech pieces. Your girl's not that good at that kind of stuff. Not yet anyway. And, the equipments and all that went into it. Never mind putting myself on full display. Now, I am a social butterfly. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm an extrovert. But it is a very different animal to get attached to a microphone and speak your truth and invite others into that platform so that you can elevate and converse with them in a very meaningful way that's of value to the people listening. It's a whole nother ball game. But that self-doubt, that often visited me in the earlier episodes, they just gave way because I found a passion of delivering authentic content. Now, Unscripted Pivots, this podcast is still maturing and I'm fine tuning it. And, with each new week, you may see something a little bit different. I'm evolving. I have an agreement with myself to accept my limitations, and they're there, knowing that they will only dissolve with more practice and experience, both of which I cannot avoid. So why not embrace it? It's just going to take practice. So let's now chat for a second about what self-doubt feels like, both in our minds and our bodies. I mean, mentally, it's that nagging question. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? I mean, it's exhausting. Physically, it can manifest as anxiety or, a tight chest or even physical fatigue, right? You're just dragging. You're always tired. It's your body reacting to the stress of those negative thoughts. Before we dive in, to the, some actionable steps you can take around this. I want to share an excerpt from a book that I read by Marianne Williamson. Her book is called A Return to Love, and it always inspired me. And there's something in there that I want to read to you. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest of the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are all liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I love it. This passage, it just so beautifully captures the essence of overcoming self-doubt and embracing our potential. And to me, it's a powerful reminder that we are all capable of greatness. And by believing in ourselves, we can inspire others to do the same. So, how do we combat self-doubt and build a strong belief in our abilities? I'm going to give you some strategies. First, and I'm always saying this, awareness is everything. First, acknowledge your feelings. Recognize and name your self-doubt, because you need to understand, that it's common and it doesn't define your abilities. It's helpful to write down your doubts and analyze them. Ask yourself, are they based on facts or just fears? It's also helpful to reflect on your past successes, visit those frequently, look back at your achievements. You've come a long way, and remember these moments because, they were there when you doubted yourself before, but you still succeeded. And these memories are powerful confidence boosters. You can't go without saying that you got to prepare thoroughly. Third, preparation is key. When I moved to California, I immersed myself in learning the local regulations and networking with industry people here. And that groundwork gave me the confidence to navigate new territory. Number 4, trust your intuition. Your gut feeling is a powerful guide. Trust it. Seriously, your intuition is like that wise old friend who always seems to know what's best for you, even when you're convinced otherwise. Or it's that little voice that nudges you saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't go down that dark alley. Don't take that shortcut. Or, hey, you should really speak up in this meeting. You have something valuable to say. Listen to this voice. As women, we sometimes negate our intuitive thoughts because we think someone else may be wiser than us, or even worse, and this one really gets me, is we ignore them because we're worried about not being nice or kind to the very person or situation, or suspicions are we're being warned about in our gut. I want you to think of it a different way. Your intuition is like your own personal guardian angel, and it is looking out for you. It's there to help you navigate through life's uncertainties with some more ease and some confidence and further, safety. Can we just tell you, you will be safer, not just from the boogeyman in the alley. Certainly that's critically important, but from yourself, from the negative self-talk that will be coming in when you don't listen to your gut. We confuse ourselves with all this crazy language in our heads. Trust your intuition. When you find yourself unsure, take a moment to pause, breathe, and really listen to what your intuition is telling you. Trust it like you would, some old friend that has got your back. Your intuition might tell you to take a detour at times, but it's always has your best interest at heart, and I don't want you to ignore it. Embrace it, and let's see where it takes you. It will guide you through those tricky moments. The other last thing I want to mention is to seek support. Don't hesitate to ask for help. We are not meant to do life alone. Now, coaching can be incredibly beneficial in overcoming self-doubt. My WTF coaching program is all about building confidence, trusting your instincts, and truly flourishing in your career. So if I can be of any value to you, please visit my website at unscriptedpivots.com. And speaking of support, I am so excited to share that I'm working on some new classes that I'll be rolling out soon, and they'll be, done live but online. These will be designed to dive even deeper into overcoming self-doubt, as well as building a strong belief in yourself. And I am so passionate about the topic of self-doubt that I felt compelled to create something tangible as a gift to you right now. So I want you to check out in the downloadable self-doubt worksheet that I'm going to have in my show notes. And you can also find this worksheet on my website, unscriptedpivots.com. It'll be probably placed under the podcast section. And this worksheet, this self-doubt worksheet, is packed with practical exercises and reflections to help you navigate and overcome self-doubt. We may not live in self-doubt. It's that crazy little thing that just sneaks in when we're just a little bit off kilter, when we're going through those transitional moments, whether it's in our job or in our personal life. So it will come. If it's not there today, well, I'm clapping for you, sister. But it's going to come back. And if you have the tools to handle it with grace, you can uninvite that on a moment's notice. Overcoming self-doubt is a journey. And I even went so far as to record a mini meditation to help guide you through your most challenging moments. This will help you with self-awareness and with your preparation, and just to get into a deeper sense of understanding as to where your doubts are coming from, because they are unique to every listener. And as a special offer for listening and following the podcast, if you reach out and use the code WTF20, you'll get a free 20-minute coaching call with me. Now, we're not talking a discovery call, right? That's always, that's no charge. This is going to be a deep dive, 20 minutes into something that is nagging you in present time. What is your personal challenge? And we're going to make real progress. I will give you something strategic around that, and it's a start. And if you want to revisit and we can work together, that's great. Otherwise, I will set you on your way with some real good, solid information so that you can get back on track. I care about the WTF community. Your WTF moments, those women that flourish moments, they are just around the corner for you. Believe in yourself, trust your journey, and keep pushing forward. I so appreciate that you joined me today. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might need a little encouragement. And don't forget to tune in next Wednesday for another inspiring episode. Check out the downloadable worksheet. You can thank me later. Until then, keep pivoting and keep flourishing. Thank you for tuning into Unscripted Pivots and joining the WTF Women That Flourish community today.